What's up, weirdo? Shadetree Surgeon here, and it's that wonderful time of the year when all the dirty bikers get to put on their wizard robes and let out their true selves, their fantastical selves. All these dirty hobos and rednecks turn into elves and airship captains. Rapsar is all dressed up. We've got Shaylisi, now an elf queen. We've got the shop goblin.
Don, mother, stop pointing the camera at me!
I was getting yelled at before. She wasn't ready. The shop goblin wasn't ready. Now
isn't ready.
Okay, sorry, there's a dragon too. Today's all about guilty pleasures, and when it comes to guilty pleasures, it's dragons, wizards, steampunk, sky captains, and all that stuff in spades. Well, I'll tell you this, when it comes to guilty pleasures, here's the whole thing. It's just pleasure, baby. I don't feel guilty at all.
You see, this is why you ride the Gold Wing. Alright, heading out from the stab and grab on the indomitable Raspberry Buffet. Adventure! Every good adventure starts out with a little pit stop at the stab and grab. My last Goldwing adventure also started at a very shady gas station where I broke down immediately. And let me tell you, when you've got your tools out and you're working on a motorcycle at a shady gas station at midnight, you all of a sudden make a whole lot of friends who are eager to help. As I said, today's all about guilty pleasures, so I'm headed out to the Bay Area Renaissance Festival, one of my favorite places to go. I'm, of course, heading out on my trustworthy steed, the Raspberry Buffet. Shaylisi, the shop goblin, Drew, and Nico, the guardian of the Dirty Shame Threshold, are headed out in the car because they all dressed up in costume. And as much as they did want to ride, I think we're going to leave riding motorcycles in full corsets to Madam Hexa. As I said, today is all about guilty pleasures, or just plain pleasures, although this next thing I'm about to talk about is definitely a guilty pleasure somewhat. As I've said before, you know, I may look like a big, dirty, tough guy biker covered in tattoos, gold teeth, but really, I like shit that happens in space, and I like magic and dragons and wizards and barbarians and all that sort of stuff. I'm a total high fantasy nerd. I wouldn't even call it nerd. I don't even like using the word nerd. I just love fantasy, okay? I like magic and spells and hobbits and halflings and orcs and elves and all that stuff. Like, that's my jam. And so I do a lot of reading. I read a lot of books, and when someone says they read a lot of times it's followed with these connotations that like, will you please pass the Grey Poupon? I'm well read. Excuse me. And I'm like, okay, just because you read doesn't mean you read good stuff. Like pretty much everything I read, like if it doesn't have magic or barbarians in it, like with rippling thews and clashing swords and heaving bosoms and devious wizards casting spells, weary and ancient dragons who hold all sorts of secrets in their treasure troves. Like if it doesn't have that stuff, I'm usually not gonna bother reading it. It's just my thing, man. Sometimes I step outside of that, but most of the time, that's firmly the written word entertainment that I like to intake, and I know I'm not alone out there. The last book recommendation I did was a grimdark fantasy series starring one barbarian, Logan Nine Fingers, and I really, really loved it, and I actually considered it to be really, really well written. I know a lot of you guys read it. We talk about it in the Discord and quote Logan Nine Fingers actually more often than a bunch of bikers should. So the series I'm going to recommend this time, while nowhere near as well written, I would say definitely firmly in the guilty pleasure category. Like if you're looking for something life-changing, this is not it. If you're looking for fun adventure, boy, it's got that in spades. Just be prepared for some definite cringe-worthy hero moments in this thing. And it's called Monster Hunters International by Larry Corrara. I'm probably saying his name wrong, but I'll have the cover of the first book, and I'll have a link down below to Monster Hunter International on Amazon. You can do the audiobook, or I actually don't like audiobooks. I prefer to read it on my phone, but that's just me. But Monster Hunter International is exactly what it sounds like. It is just this kind of urban fantasy where there's this organization known as MHI, Monster Hunters International, who is basically like government contracted to kill fantastical monsters by the US government and other governments. So if you're a military guy and you like reading fantasies about DoD Black Ops operations, and you also like elves and orcs and the Cthulhu, this is right up your alley, man. Imagine your favorite war novel, but it's also got vampires in it. It's Saving Private Ryan, except all the Nazis are also werewolves. Larry's stuff is definitely pretty schlocky, but he just writes like he loves it. He just loves what he's doing. He loves his character, he loves his stories, he loves his guns, because every single gun is just so lovingly, to the point of fetishly, talked about and described in the books. If you're a gun nut, this is your guy. Larry Corio's job before he started his job as a writer, or his career as a writer, was that he owned a gun store. So this guy, he was posted the original first story as a fan fiction on his gun forum, and it just took off from there. So like I said, this is not the best writing in the world, but I absolutely love it. Like, it's such a guilty pleasure. I love it so much. It's so much freaking fun. Larry Correia just knows how to tell exactly the story that I want to read. It's exactly what I want. It's all the monsters and the good guys and the bad guys and all the cool guns and all the ridiculous scenarios, just like it is the B-movie version of a fantasy series. If it was a movie, it's not going to be Lord of the Rings. It's going to be King Kong versus Godzilla, baby. We're coming here for the big guns. One of the really great things about Larry's writing is that it's super, super accessible to people who don't read all the time. So you don't have to be like, because reading takes practice. I read all the time, so it's not that I'm that much smarter than anybody. It just takes practice. You have to read a lot in order to read books that are harder. And just because Larry's Monster Hunter International is easy to read doesn't make it bad. I actually love it because it's super accessible to somebody who doesn't read all the time. And even maybe somebody who's like, hey, I like guns and I like military stuff, and like maybe books and fantasy and monsters and vampires and orcs aren't my thing. And I'm telling you, with Monster Hunter International, they can absolutely be your thing. Even if you don't read, it's so much fun, especially for someone who doesn't read all the time, because the books they go down easy, baby. It's like eating popcorn. And it goes some absolutely insane places. One of those series that just starts off pretty innocuous, and by the end of the series, which is not over, it's in just such a different place, your mind is freaking blown, dude. Larry's really created such a great world there. So it starts off with our titular character having to kill his boss. He's an accountant, and he has to kill his boss because his boss turned into a werewolf. And that's how it starts. Where it ends off, he's currently in another dimension fighting elder gods. So yeah, you could say that things kind of escalated. If you're familiar with the Dresden Files, it's most assuredly a Dresden File level of escalation from the first book in the series to the most current book in the series. I will say probably the biggest detractor in it is if you want to see fleshed out, well-written female characters, maybe this isn't the place to look. Well, I mean, the female characters are certainly fleshed out. They're just, I'm just saying, it's not exactly going to win any progressive awards for how women are portrayed in the book, but hey, you got to take the good with the bad when you're enjoying a book about DoD agents killing werewolves, okay? I hate when the semis have these spikes on the tires. Like when I'm on a bike, I'm just like, that just kind of scares me. Whew, don't mind if I do, baby. This 1200 still scoots, man. I'm used to riding the FXR, RIP Barf Party, but man, going from the FXR even to my old 1200 wing, I'm like, holy moly, this thing is a rocket ship. For the first time ever, I'm going to a Renfest that isn't at Mosey. This year they're having it in the Withlacoochee State Park. So not that I have anything against the Mosey location, I love it, but I am actually kind of excited to see it in a different place. And I will tell you, since Mosey's right down the street from where I live, it's definitely a much nicer ride out here. All right, let's go party with the elf wooks. I mean, let's be honest here. The people who follow the Renaissance Festival around and work at it, they're just festival wooks and elf ears. They're lots of fun, don't get me wrong. Well, let's just be honest here. A hippie of any other color smells just as much like patchouli. People who don't wave at trikes and scooters are just kind of jerks. Like, come on, man. We're all out here having fun. Oh, looks like we're taking the Goldwing off-roading, baby. Like I always say, every bike's an adventure bike, every bike's a dirt bike, every bike can go off-road. You just point your bike off-road and twist the throttle, and all of a sudden you're on an adventure bike.
You don't really have motorcycle parking. You can go ahead and go down there and park somewhere.
Okay, thanks, man. I think that means I just got the okay to park wherever.
All right, we're hanging out here with my man Ash, who's showing us all the birds here. And let me tell you, just like motorcycles, I love everything that's dangerous, including birds of prey. I always tell Shay no birds, but
I love birds.
but I do love dangerous birds. And this is my favorite guy right here. It's a tyrant hawk eagle, and his name is Zool. And Zool's eyes hold no pity. Fear me, for I am Zool. Dude, look at him go, dude. What's up, Eric?
Let him loose and see how cool he is.
Yeah, no, he's not cool at all. I can tell, dude. He's just like, we all exist at the whim of Zool. Eric's explaining what's happening right now, Buffalo Bill. He goes like, this is actually a big deal. This is the Cable Championships. And, you know, I'm not taking anything away from anybody, but let's quantify what the word big deal means. This is really impressive, though. Holy crap.
16 foot piece of wood.
Oh.
It refused.
That's what you call it, a refuse?
No, that's what I call it. That's what I call it.
Eric, you're such a freaking nerd, dude. I love you.
Shut up and you're believing me.
Oh my God, did you just make all this up?
What? I believe. I was like, yeah.
It looks kind of scary, Eric. I'm not going to lie to you. Well, here's the thing. I'm talking all this crap about these guys on this big log, but I'm doing it from the safety of over here where they can't overhear me, because it does look actually hard. And if I talk shit any closer to them, I'll get called out. So remember, kids, if you're out and about, make sure you talk crap from a safe distance where nobody can hear you. It weighs 130 pounds. It's very tall, too. All right, had to take off the cowboy hat because we got a wizard hat. Luckily, they had one for my giant melon here. It's Lady Barbara, and she said she's had this hat sitting here for how long? Anyway, this hat is for people with giant melons, and she didn't think she was ever going to sell it until this big head walked in the room. As Eric said, the jokes write themselves.
This is the happiest song we know. We're going to play it in one key for a couple times through just to help you build up your tolerance for happiness. Then we're going to switch to the happiest key we know it in, okay? It would be unfair to try to hit you with just all of that right off.
Spit on it first, bud.
Just goes to show you, women can do anything.
Oh, cheer! My people!
Even be a horse.
Woo!
Cheer for
Oh my gosh, are you the hit rapper and artist Ian?
Yeah, boy, what's
Oh my gosh, I didn't expect to see you here. Why do you have a pouch for your phone? Okay, it's not really Ren Festival. There were no phones.
see my smartwatch?
There were no phones in medieval times.
What about my time? Yeah, my time period piece here.
Let me tell you guys something right now. You know how you have fun? Yell louder than everybody else. Hey! Woo! Kill him! Kill him! Boo! Boo! You suck!
Come on.
Huh? That's how you have to do it.
No, he does suck.
Yeah.
Why does he suck?
Well, because he's not on our side.
Oh, okay.
Woo! Kill him! Woo! Get him! Boo! Get back up! Get him! Boo! Boo!
Kill him!
Get him! Kill him dead!
Oh my god, that hurts so bad.
It was for the cause, though.
It was for the cause. How heavy is that sucker?
This is 42 pounds.
Jesus Christ.
Holy
No
mackerel.
freaking way I'm picking that up.
Can she pick it up?
No,
Can she
Jesus.
try to pick it up?
One-handed though.
Oh god. Okay. Oh god, sweet Jesus, I am all to this man. Just freaking yeeted that thing over the.
Is what we throw.
I'm supposed to be throwing 56.
Oh yeah, there's no way.
Y'all, I'm gonna get out of the war zone. Where that thing
No,
flies.
stay here. We can do it. I believe they're not gonna do it. They're not gonna hit
No,
us with it.
dude, freak accident. The thing breaks. Jesus. Holy shit, he did.
It's actually looks delicious. You know what I'll do here? Marley, you know what'll make it better? If you film me taking a bite of the pickle.
I'm sure that would make it better somehow.
Well, yeah, it just means everybody do it. Ian, feed me some of that pickle.
Ooh, that's a chunker.
Oh my god, it's so good,
It
Ian.
is delicious.
Like, wow. Wow.
I'm gonna bite my own pickle.
That is a slutty pickle.
Everybody gets a slow-mo pickle bite.
Sorry, this is my pickle.
Holy cow.
I'm having food aggression. This is my pickle.
That bird rips around at 165 miles an hour.
Holy shit.
You know, he used to he used to fly. You've been to the Mosey site. He used to fly off into the fair, 4 feet off the ground at like 60, 70 miles an hour and just rip around.
God.
You know,
165 miles an hour.
Yeah,
Can you imagine what it's like to just be able to go that fast?
Yeah, that's like his top speed. I had him clocked by a Texas state trooper.
Oh
like
my
8
God.
years ago. Hey, you know, this is what I do. Our company is called Night Wings, just like on that sign right over there. She's doing this show here for 6 seasons, but I've been doing bird of prey programs here in the United States for 20 some odd years. I've been a falconer since I was a little tiny kid. All 3 of these guys right here are Harris's hawks. They're from Arizona, New Mexico, Southwest Texas. A super cool bird because they're one of the only social birds of prey on the planet. For the sport of falconry, which of course is an ancient hunting sport, 5,000 years old, these guys are probably the most widely used and most popular bird of prey for the sport. Because, like I said, they're social hunters. They're called the wolves of the air. They are one of the largest owl species on the planet. They're the top of the food chain in the wild. They eat over 450 different
Yeah, we'll
prey
see
items.
about that.
Right? Well, I mean, you might eat.
Oh my gosh,
He's kind of talkative.
I love him. Look at him.
These big feet, he can generate 2,500 pounds of pressure per square inch. That basically means if you wanted to, that's right through the glove and break 4 fingers in my hand before I drop to my knees from the pain. I'm not going to get into how I know that. That's
No pressure, Shay.
That's a whole other story. However, he is much like me in the way that he likes girls, so she'll be fine. So.
Got it.
I dig his style.
Ooh, what a big bird. Oh, what a big bird.
Quite the dinosaur you got there.
Holy shit. Hi, sweet baby.
And if you're feeling especially brave, you can reach up and just touch him on the toe, just like that. Okay? And see how cool that is? He's got feathers all the way down his leg. I don't know. I think this outfit sells the owl. I think we've gone to
That's where
steampunk
it's
world.
at.
Is it an outfit?
Who is this guy? He's amazing.
Drew.
Don't encourage him.
Why do I not know who this guy is?
Turn its head like the whole full
So,
180.
so they have 270 degrees is what they can do, and it's because they have 14 vertebrae in their neck. Humans have 7. And the main reason that they can do that is because their eyes, you know how we can like look like this side to side? They can't move their eyes. Their eyes are locked in their sockets. So that's the whole reason that they can turn their head.
Wow.
Oh my God, I love your boots. I just noticed them.
Yeah, so,
Wow, dude, your boots.
And this cat ran between my legs. He saw the cat and he went, ooh, and just squeezed, boom, like a shotgun, right through the glove.
Oh my God.
4 bones in my hand, Blapo done.
No, he broke bones in your hand?
I had to sit there for 45 minutes to wait for him to let go of me and then go to the ER.
Oh my God.
This bird here.
No, his cousin. But these guys, properly trained, I can hunt wolves with a bird like this. Yep, especially a female.
Because they have that much strength to like crush and
Yep. Just
grab.
like, so my golden eagle, I hunt coyotes with her, and it's that foot strength and the intelligence that gives them the
Right, they know to go for like the neck or the
she
brain or
every
whatever.
single time, like right for the back of the head and the neck. Done.
Huge thanks to Ash from Night Wings. I'm going to have all their Instagram stuff and their Facebook page linked down below. They do have a Patreon. We've been talking for a while. We actually know a couple of the same people. He's a motorcycle rider, great dude, and takes care of these birds. They have a Patreon, they have a Facebook page, they have an Instagram. All the pertinent links will be down below. Great people. More than just like letting us hang out with the birds, because we really appreciate that. That was super cool. But on top of that, also just a great dude. Thank you so much, man. Seriously. All right, ladies and germs, it's officially the next day. We had a great time at Renfest hanging out with all the elves, the fantasy carnies, and today we're jumping straight from fantastical carnies of the woods straight to actual true-life white trash carnies. I love them both, so it's still going to be a good time. All right, let's rock and roll. Freshly fixed. You better hope it's right, because you're the one who helped me fix this. So if the engine just blows up randomly as we're going down the road, we know who to blame. You, if you're wondering.
Two cool dads out on the prowl. We got myself and Shay Lisi. Shay, of course, on the Miltote Pacific Coast with Tail 666 on the passenger seat. I'm on the mail order glide, freshly fixed up by myself and Shop Goblin, who's riding on the back. You were headed out to the Florida State Fair, which is a white trash festival of light. And Shay Lisi is on a Pacific Coast, which is basically the El Camino of motorcycles, which is the mullet of cars. So I'm just saying, everything kind of tracks. It's keeping you on your toes back there.
Yeah, what the hell? Go over it first so I was ready for it.
Two cool dads, baby, off to hang out with the carnies. From the pixie woodland carnies of the forest to the real-life carnies at the Florida State Fair. Hey, you know, I love them all. What can I say?
I love it. We're at the fair for about 15 minutes, and Shay just manages to to completely yell out, "Officer!" to a hot sheriff standing at
That
the
is
front.
not what I said.
You said officer. That's exactly how it went. I was there. If you guys need proof, I took a picture of them together. Don't worry.
Sorry, I couldn't help it. His guns, though.
It ain't the Florida State Fair without an ice cold beer and having to piss in a porta potty every 15 minutes. That's an awful big beer you have there, officer. Shay just walked up here with roses. Bougie, I love it.
From how hot the food is, but I just keep eating it because I don't give a fuck.
All right, donut bacon burger. Ow, it's hot. It's burning my hand. It's so hot. Better put it in my mouth.
How is it?
Delicious.
Donut grilled cheese.
Delicious. Deep fried Oreo, baby. It's so hot. Oh my God. Delicious.
Jay, Lisi, and Drew are passing Officer Arms right now. Officer! Oh, she's looking back. Officer!
Shay was hoping Officer Arms to see her pull away with a hot babe on the back of her PC 800. Oh yeah, no. Officer Arms is looking now. Who, me? All right, hop on. Mount up. Whew. Good times at the Florida State Fair, hanging with the carnies. Now it's time for these dad ventures to sadly end. We've been hanging out with the creatures of the wood, with the carnies of the field, with the two cool dads. Freaking love it, dude. What a great night. Awesome times. Make sure you follow everybody on Instagram. Shop Goblin's got her own Instagram now. Of course, Shay Lisi. Tail666 always posting. Even Shay Lisi's boyfriend, Andrew, has an Instagram. We'll have that link down below. And of course, for the 3%, the eye candy for the ladies, Nico Solano, the Dirty Shames new door guy, has an Instagram too. All that stuff will be linked down below. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching, guys. It was an awesome time as always. Till next time, keep it weird.